thank you all for being here. I'm very excited to connect with you and to have this opportunity to share my passion and life's purpose with you. So let's move right on into it. Here is my lofty goal. So I think design can be used to make the world a better place. As an artistic kid with a general contractor for a father, I was constantly being put in spaces that were under construction, spaces being reimagined into something else. So perhaps it's unsurprising that by 5th grade, I had identified that I wanted to be an architect. I do not think that I had a real idea of what that meant. All I knew is I wanted to be a part of the process that designed the spaces we occupy. So on my path towards becoming an architect, I was afforded the opportunity to travel both locally and abroad, studying the world, both in books and as it unfolded directly in front of me. Seeing how other cultures and other people thrived and lived forever changed me for how I perceive the world and how I approach what I do. As I've grown in my career, so too has my need to follow a meaningful mission, to know that my working hours actually have positive effects on the people around me and the world beyond. So often what we work on as design professionals is driven solely by the capitalist system, meaning that we become cogs in the wheel of a system that makes a few people wealthy and the vast majority without a voice at the design table. And like so many other women before me from professions across all sectors, I found that I didn't quite fit into the mold that I was expected to cram myself into, and made the decision to find another way before the status quo crushed me. So for the past decade, I have sought to find a different way, a way to use the power of design for good, to empower and support those who are working towards making the world better, whether that be for themselves, their communities, or the world at large. This search has led me here today to talk with you because you are my people. And here's why. Small businesses make our communities thrive. If I can help your small business, then you can ensure that your family is well taken care of, and be an advocate for your neighbors and your community, and to ensure that they get the support and resources they need in order to help them succeed. To help educate, my purpose here today is to help educate you on the importance of design, how you can harness its power to amplify your organization's mission. And because if you succeed, if your organization succeeds, the world becomes better for everyone. Together, we can do more. So, all right, that all sounds good and well. What do I mean by design? So design is achieving a desired outcome with intention. I'm going to repeat that again. So design is achieving a desired outcome with intention. That generally means finding an elegant solution to a specific need. Let's apply this to some specific challenges you may have as an organization. For instance, how do you tell the world about your mission and your offerings, i.e. what you do? Do you spend a lot of time explaining what you do to other people? Do people often have a hard time understanding what you do? Design can help you with this. Or consider how you attract, find, and retain clients and employees. Do you struggle to find the right people? And once you have the right people, do you struggle to retain them? Do you have a loyal list of return clients whom you can count on and expect them to be there for you? Design can help you with all of that. Or do you know how to make sure that you and your staff can operate efficiently and effectively? You have all the technology in place, but does your space allow you to work the way you need to? Does it allow for your organization to function at the highest efficiency, or does it hold you and your employees back? Can you imagine what the space would look like that would allow for you to focus all your energy on doing what you do best? Design holds the solutions to all of these questions. And when I say design, I am talking about the disciplines within spatial and communication design. So within spatial design, that includes anything related to physical space. So specifically architecture, interior design, landscape design, furniture design, and experience design. And then on the other side, we have communication design. Communication design encompasses a large area of scope, including graphic design, web and app development, brand building, marketing, both social media and traditional marketing, and motion design. So design encompasses all the spaces your business occupies, both physical and digital. If you have a storefront or a home office, if you have a website, a sign on the door, or a business card, if your clients ever encounter you in a real world or online space, that's where design has the potential to make or break you. We've all likely had this experience. You try to book or to look at a website online, but their website is so difficult to navigate that you give up. So in this case, bad design means that they lost an interested customer. Or you've had the opposite experience. You drive past a hair salon with a charming sign and a welcoming interior is visible through a giant front window. Next time you need a haircut, you decide to stop in. That salon just gained a client without conducting any special outreach. That's why every design or every business needs design. And you need it not only because every business occupies spaces of some kind, you need it because good design will help your business succeed. Now, some of you might be hearing me say architecture, interiors, and branding and be thinking, whoa, 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 I am not that fancy or wealthy or big. You might be imagining elaborate, conceptual, radical creations that you'd see in a magazine or museum, but that's not what I mean. I mean, quite simply, design is how you show up. It's a deliberate decision to reflect your identity of your business, your mission, your values, your goals. Think of it this way. When you're meeting with a vendor or a client or a loan officer, you probably put yourself together in a way that reflects your professionalism. You make sure that your appearance, speech, and posture represent you and your work in the best possible light. Design fulfills the same function for your business. It's like the first impression, it's the handshake. And you don't want your first impression to be sloppy or unfocused or amateurish. What you want your first impression to be is thoughtful, coordinated, distinctive, and that invites someone to notice you, interests them enough to learn more, and engages them through every subsequent encounter. And the way I see it, and the reason I'm here today, is that you don't need to be fancy or wealthy or big to use the benefits of good design. If you're a small or startup business, it's that much more essential that you have spaces that are intriguing and recognizable for your clients and useful and efficient for you. All right, so why does good design matter? So here's what I mean. Let's say you've got a store or an office that you want clients to come to. In its current state, the space is entered through an alley with a small placard identifying your business next to the door. With an architect's help, you could relocate the entrance so that it's a much more obvious approach. And with some branding work, maybe the name of your business takes up the entire surface of the door so that it's impossible to miss and acts as advertising for passersby. That's how good design helps clients find you. The first hurdle for any business is letting people know you exist. And while social media, advertising, and networking are helpful means of increasing your visibility of your brand, they are fundamentally ephemeral. By their very nature, they have to be refreshed again and again. Design, when it's done well, has the power to stick. Obviously, a beautifully designed space has more staying power than a pop-up ad on Facebook because of its physical reality. But that staying power telegraphs to your audience. It's a constant reminder that your business is serious, that it stands for something, and that you've invested in its long-term success. Good design speaks to your credibility, your commitment to your mission, and your longevity. It pays dividends in consumer awareness. Another example, imagine that your brand is all about optimism and originality. The space you currently occupy has white walls, standard plastic office chairs, and fluorescent lighting. Now imagine an overhaul that includes emblazoning your mission statement across striking blue walls, a set of vintage velvet movie theater seats for clients to wait in, a coffee or tea bar wafting delicious brewed smells across the waiting room, and a big window facing a courtyard that brings in a ton of natural light, fresh air, and views of the outside. That's how good design helps clients and employees enjoy you. Ultimately, you want to create a positive experience for your clients and for yourself and your employees. If you offer an environment that is appealing, distinctive, and user-friendly, that's going to do a lot more for your business than a space that is generic. People will want to linger longer, they'll tell their friends about their experience, and they'll be able to distinguish you from the competition. And maybe most importantly, they'll want to come back. Good design yields satisfied repeat customers and loyal employees, and that yields a more secure income stream and workforce. It can also create enthusiastic word of mouth that builds your market share organically. When you have a space that attracts customers and keeps them and your workforce happy, that frees you up to do your actual work. A design team can reorganize your office and bring your mission to life in your space so that everyone can see and feel what you do. Or they could revamp your website so that you could grow your business and take more online orders. Whatever you own, an accounting firm or a bakery, good design helps you keep doing what you went into business for. And maybe more organizations should be thinking about design like Mikey Saburo. So at Late Night Slice, they don't do traditional marketing. They put money into their physical spaces so that their patrons organically market for them. So that's one way to sort of look at all of this. Good design helps you do business better. Another reason why good design matters is that it can not only act as an economic driver for your business, it can also act as an economic driver for your community. When you're profitable as a business, you can, of course, you can better support you and your family, but you can also better support your employees, who can in turn better support their families. As women, our ability to pay ourselves and our employees a living wage make a huge impact on all facets of our lives. It helps us move towards pay equity, ensures working parents can afford quality childcare and healthcare, promotes the accumulation of generational wealth, and a whole host of other benefits. There's a positive social and economic ripple effect to owning a business that effectively reaches consumers and its staff. Likewise, you'll often see that one well-designed business attracts another. When one entrepreneur invests in how you show up, or in how they show up, it encourages others to step up their game in how they show up. When you take pride in everything that your business touches, it inspires others to do the same. Your business can set off a wave of income and investments in your neighborhood that can benefit everybody who lives there. That's the power of good design. So from the big picture reasons of why design matters, we are now going to move into how design actually works. I just gave you a couple examples that speak to how design can provide solutions that embody your mission, attract clients, and offer memorable experiences. But ultimately, design is about solving your particular challenges and goals. It's about figuring out how to create spaces that are unique to your work and that generally work for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all. It's not an off-the-shelf product. It's a process. So the design process has 4 phases, and we're going to go through each of these phases and what you should ask within each of these phases, or while you're interviewing a design professional and talking about these phases. So to truly answer your business's needs, further your goals, and enhance your productivity and profitability, the design process relies on your input and ideas. There are 4 basic phases: discovery, strategy, creative, and execution. What's involved in each phase may shift based on the type of design project, but the general process remains the same, whether you're starting a building from the ground up or creating your company's signature branded look. Discovery is our first one here. And discovery, as the name suggests, you and your design team figure out what sort of design services will fit your need and goals. It generally starts with interviews and site visits, especially if you're working on a physical space. These conversations enable you to explain what you want out of the process. The more specifics, the better, because discovery helps your design team to get a sense of how you work, who your employees and clients are, what logistical and practical concerns you have, your organizational culture, your style, the ideas you want to communicate, any hurdles you foresee, and any other details that should factor into the finished designs. Based on these conversations, you establish what else you might need within this phase, including a feasibility study, pre-loan advising, site surveys, and real estate consulting. This phase is the time for you to investigate. So if there are grants and loans out there that you can go after, you should figure out what those are and what their timeframes are so that you can make sure to meet their deadlines. We need to investigate community and building rules. So looking into whether there are any limitations or specific requirements within a community that need to be followed. For instance, your building may have rules about how large signage could be. Maybe you're in a historic landmark district, so you have to maintain the exterior close to what it is. Or maybe the space you want to occupy was used as something else before, and that requires you to rezone the building. These requirements will all impact how the work proceeds, so you'll be wise to know about them as early as possible. This is a phase that you should absolutely invest in if you're considering purchasing a building or renovating a space within an existing building. The information your design team gathers in this phase will set the path for the remainder of the work required to achieve your certificate of occupancy, and will help to inform you if you should or should not move forward with your intended project. So this is your due diligence phase, really. Oops. So our next phase, out of control over here. After discovery, your design team will create a strategy. So strategies are phase 2 here. This phase is all about creating a detailed action plan based on the insights gained